Hi everyone and welcome. This video I am doing the Colorist 2020 positive tag. So there are 11 questions about good things that have happened to you in 2020. So I figured while I was talking a little bit about this, because there's not a whole lot of books or pages or anything to show, I would go ahead and color this. This is Christmas Magic by Ruth Sanderson. This is one of the books I have hope to have finished in 2021, but we'll see. I did start this once and then I had an emergency and I didn't shut my video off, so you can hear, like, turn that down please, all the screaming and whatnot. So we're just gonna go ahead and start again and pick up on this where I left off. I wasn't really that far, and so I am using Prismas and Artesas. I really like how they work together, and especially on this paper they work really well. So my first question is a happy memory before COVID. I think my happiest memory before COVID would be my birthday. I share a birthday with my daughter, so it would have been the last time family was all together and there was no worry of germs or sickness or masks or anything like that. It was just good, plain fun. The last time we really didn't have to worry about, you know, giving the elderlies in our family or the immunocompromised ones any germs. So I think that was my last, or one of my happiest memories. We are in Wyoming, however, and COVID did not really hit Wyoming until way late in the game. Like, I don't think we actually had a case of COVID until the summertime. We were behind. Question 2, something that helped through the first wave, March through June. So thankfully, March through June, being the kids got kicked out of school and we're starting homeschooling, we spent a lot of time outdoors. We went to lakes, we went to rivers, we went fishing, all kinds of fun outdoor stuff that didn't require a lot of trips to the store to get ready for or anything like that. And my gingerbread is 2 different colors. That's okay, I can fix that. So I think nature, Wyoming's beautiful nature, is what helped us through the beginning of all of this. I did spend 4 days in ICU in, I think it was February-ish, and then I ended up having heart surgery in June. So for part of that there, pandemic and whatnot, I wasn't really a part of so much as I was recovering from surgery. A positive connection you had online. So I'm trying to think. I have met a lot of great people online this year, a lot of supportive people, a lot of people that have been nothing but encouraging and positive towards me and willing to, you know, help me with my journey, point me in the right direction, tips. So I think mainly starting my Instagram just for coloring, no personal things on it whatsoever, was my most positive connection, because it just kind of helped me find people I could relate to during this time. You know, it wasn't no politics or nothing like that, just good, straight, fun conversations. Did you know this? Check this out, that kind of stuff. So I think that was my positive connection online, was my Instagram and finding my people. 1 second here so I can read the next question. My gingerbread house looks a little burnt. I want to make sure it blends well outward. I'm going to put a little of this under the icing for a shadow. Okay, so who is the person you appreciate most during this time? This is going to sound like a silly answer because I have 2 people. My mother is my rock. She's my person with COVID and surgeries and kids and school. She has been my go-to lady. She's, you know, she babysat the kids while I was in the hospital. She's helped with schooling. She's cooked, fed, cleaned, drove everyone everywhere when I couldn't. So she has definitely been a big help in 2020. So I've really been trying to shelter her from the COVID at least. Trying not to let her go to the store too much or any places like that, but she's very stubborn. And then my second person is Jamie. So I met Jamie in a coloring group a couple years ago, and we really hit it off. And so when she started her own coloring group, she asked me to be moderator, and so we did that. And then we've just we've grown our relationship from just coloring and check this out and whatnot to, you know, being able to talk about kids and life in general. And that helps a bunch, especially nowadays. And with having surgery, you know, it was nice to have someone to kind of talk to and be able to tell her, you know, I'm scared. I don't like telling my mom I'm scared or worried or anything like that because I don't want to panic her out more. So it was really nice to be able to have someone to honestly vent to about everything. And we both got to share our COVID frustrations about school and things like that. And we've just made really great friendship. Those are my 2020 people. One second, fix this little line up. I'm going to do that frosting right there, probably blue or green, so I'm not too worried about it. I want to make sure I got most of the white burnished out here. I have a hard time coloring and talking apparently. Sorry about that. Just get caught up. Oh wait, that looks much better. Greatest achievement during lockdown. So I think, let's see, my greatest achievement was I started my YouTube and I made it to 100 subscribers. I started my Instagram and I know I have over 100 subscribers on there and probably closer to 2 now. And I also got 2 book covers this year, 3 in total. So I have 2 from Deborah L. McDonald and then 1 from Melanie Steves. And I don't have my book yet, or I would show you guys. So I think for being in lockdown and the health complications I've had, that is a pretty good achievement for me. Let's see. Best coloring page you've done during lockdown. It is really hard to pick because I have done, my coloring has improved so much over the year. My blending, my hair, my skin, my style, I have varied from artists greatly. So it is really hard to pick just one favorite page. I really love my honeycomb pages I've done in Pop Manga. My honeycomb page I think is one of my favorites. I also did a honeycomb page from Johanna Basford. I'm looking for my book while I tell you. I had everything in order, and then when that emergency hit, everything kind of got through to the side. And okay, so this is Jasmine Beckett Griffith coloring book. I learned about her in June of this year. So she has 4 books out, and I colored this one. It is not one of my favorite as it in far of like how it turned out, but I jumped into a scary book that intimidated me. I tried skin, I did hair, and so I am really proud of myself regardless of the outcome. So this is my Perched and Sat and Nothing More. I did this on June 6th. She is Prisma pencils, Tan Mite gel pen, Signo Uniball. She is blended with Gamsol and Studio 7 skin tone markers. I learned I really love skin tones with markers more than pencils. So it did go through, but it just covered the words, nothing too serious. That's okay with me. So that is my favorite page of 2020 so far in terms of stepping out of my comfort zone. Artist I was introduced to this year. So besides Jasmine Beckett Griffith, I ran across this artist, and I actually haven't got to touch any of her pages yet, but I am very excited to. I also got these books in June right before I went to heart surgery, and so they kind of got put on the shelf and then never dug back out. This is Summer on the Farm. So she has lots of very pretty women, farm scenes. There are 2 copies of each page to practice on, and this was just a really fun book. I like the backgrounds. I don't like empty backgrounds, so for me this was like perfect. I don't have to think of what to do with the background. I can just color it and be done. So this is Demita Victoria, Summer on the Farm. And then this is Demita Victoria, Magical Wildland. And this is a very different style than the book I just showed you. So this is a lot more sketchy, not as shaded. There's not really any people in it. I mean, there's a couple tiny fairies, but you know, there's not any like large ladies. So she has very diverse books if that is something you are into. I know a lot of times when you collect work by the same author, with the exclusion of like Jade Summer, who's actually a bunch of artists, that sometimes you get worn out with the same things, like Hannah Lynn, you know, the same girl, just in different designs. So it's nice to have someone that you can collect that has a lot of different. Love this little guy hiding in this tree right here. He reminds me of one of the 7 Dwarfs. So that is the other book I have of hers. So that is my artist I was introduced to in 2020. And then a song that has helped you. So give me 1 second because I wrote this down somewhere and I forgot to get it back out. Oh, here it is. So my song was Frankie Ballard. It all started with a beer, and I know that sounds really weird, but I wrote down the lyrics. I will post the link down below if you want to go listen to it, if you're that into my song. But for the main part, I just kind of wanted to show you there's been highs and lows. I mean, even with 2020 and COVID, you know, we've made a lot of great accomplishments. A lot of good things have happened regardless. Fast lane freeways and bumpy roads, you know, same kind of thing. Some things went fast and quick and easy and were done, and others we hit a few potholes along the way. I know I was so excited. I waited 11 years to get my heart surgery. I went in, I got it. My heart was not fixable after all that. But I made it through surgery. It was done. It was over. We knew what my heart problem was now. And then I got home, and 7 days later, I had a blood clot in my lung from surgery. So even though, you know, it was a blessing in disguise, I should say. You know, bad things happened, but good came of it. Cursed the devil and prayed to heaven. Same scenario. I was super upset that my heart surgery didn't work and that I was not going to be able to do the things that everybody else gets to do. I can't have coffee. I can't lift heavy things. I can't, you know, bending over and standing up will send my heart to go 200 beats a minute or more for a long period of time. And the only way to fix it is to go to a hospital. So when I first came out of surgery, I was kind of a brat. I was very disappointed. I was mad. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was just not okay with it. But as the days went by and I started feeling better, I felt less sorry for myself. And I was like, all right, well, we know what it is. We know what we got to do. Now we're going to suck it up and do it. Lost it all and rolled some 7s. So I did lose some family members this year I loved, not necessarily from COVID. But I have had a lot of great things happen this year as well. You know, my intermediate family is healthy. We haven't had any major issues. 3 kids doing really well in school. We've learned how to maneuver homeschool really well. So that's went well. And there's been more smiles and there's been tears. Ain't it crazy how we got here? So even though there has been a lot of issues going on in the world as far as like my personal life and my home life and things I could directly change to affect me and us, we've done really well. We've had a lot of great times. We've still been out enjoying nature and doing things. Like I said, my kids are still homeschooled this year, even though the schools are open. So we've had a lot of time to kind of bond and hang out and grow together that way. I homeschooled them mainly for the reason that with my heart condition and what we knew about COVID at the time with it causing clots and heart issues, I just didn't want to chance it with public school and bringing home anything, even if they were to wear masks. So I will probably homeschool them the rest of this year because we are already halfway through. And then hopefully by August of next year, when they start again, we will know what is going on. And TV show that has helped, I do not watch a lot of TV. I might watch a new movie every once in a while, but usually if I have time to sit down and do anything, it's coloring. I just get too sidetracked. I start watching a TV show, and the next thing you know, I'm up doing laundry, I'm washing dishes, helping somebody with this, doing that, or I'm getting into a coloring book and forget to watch, and then next thing you know, I don't know what's going on anyway. So I just haven't really bothered in a long time. I've caught a few episodes of like The Good Doctor and Grey's Anatomy and whatnot, but I haven't really followed it like a true fan. Something you wouldn't have done if it wasn't for the pandemic. So if it weren't for the pandemic and being able to sit home, have all my kids at home, have all this free time, you know, I don't work, so I don't have like a schedule or anything. It's basically just 4 of us sitting in this apartment together. I probably wouldn't have started my YouTube. And I didn't start my YouTube to get YouTube famous, to make a lot of money, to have people send me things off my wish list. I did it because I don't have a lot of coloring community here in Wyoming. I don't have any friends that color, you know, it's not a big thing here. And so I really wanted to start doing videos and coloring chats where I could have conversations with people, learn about other people, other coloring styles, just as another kind of outlet. Kind of keep me busy and keep my mind off things. What we will do when the pandemic is over. So I was a Boy Scout leader for 3 years. So when the pandemic is over, I would like to put my kiddos back in Scouts. They will go back to school, and then I have one more surgery coming up. I have a mass in my abdomen that needs removed that we found. So, funny story. After my blood clot, they found out that it was because I was a girl and I was losing too much blood and that I needed to have a hysterectomy. So I went in to have the test to make sure I could have the hysterectomy, and they found a tumor. So I had a blood clot and then a blood transfusion and then a tumor. And then COVID the cases here started rising and our hospitals were full, and our actual local hospital shut down. They are not taking any overnight patients whatsoever. So you either have to go 30 minutes over to the next town or 2 hours away to the next town, depending on what you need. And I was going to have my surgery in the next town over anyway, because our hospital here doesn't do surgeries. We're a very small, like 10,000 people town. But COVID hit, and they told me, well, if there was anything to go wrong, we don't have any blood, we don't have any extra beds, we don't have any ventilators. And so as long as it's not, I mean, it is impacting my health, but it's not as much as what could happen if I were to have the surgery right now. So surgery will be a big thing I would like to get done when this pandemic is over. School, Scouts, just any kind of family functions. I really missed this year how we used to be able to go do the Christmas tree things around town, seeing Santa, things like that. So hopefully next year things will be a little bit back to normal. We have learned as a family though through 2020 that if all else fails and you are not allowed to leave your house, you can change up board games any way that you would like. Truth or Dare is a really fun game, even if your mom is playing. And things like that, you know, we learned to bake, we learned to cook, lots of things like that. things we've had so much time together. So that is my 11 questions of positive 2020 coloring tag. I am not going to tag anybody else in this video because I am not sure who all has done it already. I haven't seen a lot of it out, but I know a couple people have done it and tagged others. So I am not going to tag anybody myself, but if you would love to join in, I would like to see the great things that have happened to you this year. And hopefully we can all finish strong, get to 2020, and things will start changing. I hope you all have a great night or day, depending on when you're watching this. I am filming it at night. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.